Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For this video we are going to be talking about the list of 26 books I want to read in 2026. So this is like my priority TBR. This year I had 25 books to read in 2025 and I did not do well at all. I'm gonna be completely honest. I think I read for now like 10 of the 25, so at least I read something. But next year I really want to prioritize the 26 books that I'm gonna choose today. So hopefully by the end of 2026 I can say that I fully completed my 26 to read in 2026. And yeah, so without further ado, let's just get right into it. I'm gonna divide them by genre. I have a list here. And then, okay, first of all, I have some classics that I want to read. And some I do have on my physical TBR, some I don't. But the first that I have is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I planned to read this, I think in November, didn't get to it. And it's such a classic piece of literature and I heard so many things about it. So I want to read it. And it's also, I think it's in the United States, I think this book is banned in some libraries and schools. So yeah, that's another reason to read it, Anyways, the next one, okay, let me see my list. Okay, yeah, it's One Piece. Let me just grab it because it's at the bottom of my tower of books. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, this big boy. Yeah, I haven't read anything by a Russian author yet. I don't know what I'm waiting for. So yeah, I found this copy in the secondhand book shop that we have in my city. It was such a good find because they don't have much books in English. So when I found these, and it was in the Penguin Black cover edition, that's the ones that I really like. So I was like, yeah, I will just get it, and it cost me €3. So that was amazing. So yeah, I think it will be time to tackle this War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I think I will just read it in my own pace, and I won't try to rush it to complete it in just like 1 month or one TBR. I will be reading it in the background, I guess, throughout many months. That will take me to get through this, I think. But yeah, Leo Tolstoy, War Peace. Okay, the third one is another classic and is East of Eden by John Steinbeck. This one I have seen many people love it, and I read Of Mice and Men this year and I quite enjoyed that. So I think I'm gonna enjoy the writing. John Steinbeck's writing I think I do enjoy, and so Emmy from Emmy Reads really enjoyed this one too, and I trust her literary taste, I guess. Yeah, so East of Eden will be next one. Probably I will want to read this in the summertime because it's based in California, and it's like, I don't know, for me summertime goes well with that. And then the next one I do not have, and it's a bit complicated because not to get it, but just the edition. So this is Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes, and I have read this, but I have read the children's edition. Like my first Quixote, mi primer Quixote, it was mandatory reading in my school, I think, because I'm from Spain. Miguel de Cervantes is from Spain too, so it was a really famous book, and like in school we talk about it a lot. But I haven't read the full thing, like never. So I just wanted to read it and be able to say, yes, I have read this. So yeah, Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes is the last classic that I want to read. Well, the last classic, top priority classic. I don't just want to read 4 classics and that's it for next year. These are my top priority. But yeah, okay. So the next genre, it's fiction, literary fiction. But yeah, so the first book we have here I do own, and it's River is River West. This one was in my 25 to read in 2025, but at the pace I'm going, I'm not gonna pick it up. I have like 15 days of December left, so it's not gonna happen. So yeah, based in Shanghai, the story of a family. It's like a daughter and a mother, and the mother remarries, and some family drama, but also some atmosphere thing in Shanghai in the past and in a future. I don't really know. I prefer going blindly into my books, as you know. So yeah, I will let you know when I read it the full extent of the story. But yes, River West is the first one of literary fiction or fiction that I want to read. Okay, the next one, I have it here. It's You Exist Too Much by Zaina Arafat. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I am so sorry, but it's a queer story by BIPOC author. So I want to be more conscious of what I consume next year. I tried to do it this year, but I still found that majority of the books and the media that I consume was by white authors and white productions. So yeah, I got this book last year because it got recommended to me, and I really got interested by the premise. I'm gonna read you the part. This says, in Brooklyn, a young woman moves into an apartment with her first serious girlfriend and tries to content herself with their comfortable relationship. Soon, her longings, so closely hidden during her teenage years, explode out into reckless romantic encounters and obsessions with other people, which results in her seeking unconventional help to face her past traumas and curing demons. Opening up the fantasies and desires of its protagonist, caught between cultural, religious, and sexual identities, You Exist Too Much is a captivating story charting two of our most intense longings for love and a place to call home. So yeah, longing and yearning are one of my favorite things to read about. So I think it's gonna be a really good book. I hope. So yeah. Okay, next one. I do have. Oh, let me just get it. I'm back. Forgot to put this book in my tower, but it's Beloved by Toni Morrison. I just want to read a Toni Morrison. I wanted to read it this year, never picked it up, so I have to do better next year. And yeah, Beloved is the one that I got from the, I think it was my first haul, like my first video here in this channel was a secondhand book haul, and this book was part of it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to read it. So I don't know what it's about. I just know that Toni Morrison is an incredible writer. I don't speak for experience because I have never read from her, but many people have raved about her, so I will join them soon, I hope. Okay, next I have Miss Sally Rooney, because if you remember, I read Normal People, love that, and I never read any book by her, and I think I have all of them. But yeah, for next year I want to focus on at least read Conversation with Friends. I love Sally Rooney, and her as a person is also, I think she has a good moral base and values. So yeah, I'm happy to support her books. So yeah, Conversations with Friends. Don't know anything about what this book is about. We'll keep it that way because that's better for me. So yeah, and then okay, the next ones I do not have here. Oh well, here on my physical TBR, I will probably get them or try to find the ebook, or I don't know. But the next one is I Who Have Never Known Men. There has been so many good things said about this book, and I know people that have read it and loved it, and it's like a dystopian, low-key sci-fi, I don't know, but I'm really intrigued by it, and it's time that I finally picked it up. So yeah, I Who Have Never Known Men will be one of my priorities for next year. And then the next one is It Lasts Forever and Then It's Over. I think it's also like a dystopian future. Maybe it was an apocalypse, I don't remember the author either, but you will see the picture of the book in the screen, so you can see it there. But yeah, I want to get the Fitzgerald edition of this one because I love them. I'm obsessed with them. I have none in my possession, but I think they're really beautiful, so I want one. Anyways, so the next book that I have on my priority fiction TBR is Enter Ghost by Isabella Hamad. I don't really know anything about this book, and I will love to keep it that way. I've just seen the title and the book many times when I browse online or when I go to local bookshops. So I was also reading the title Enter Ghost. Enter Ghost. I was like, what is that? So I'm intrigued, and it was, I don't know, it was a winner or nominated. I think it was for the Women's Prize of Fiction. Don't know, but I'm intrigued. So I want to read that. And then the next one that I have is Greek Lessons by Han Kang. Of course, Han Kang was the Nobel Prize winner. And I read about the vegetarian, and I don't think that book is gonna be for me because I get a bit squeamish, but I found Greek Lessons. I don't remember exactly what was it about, but I don't think it was like a squeamishly like horror, body horror and things like that. So I don't know, I will just try it out and see what it is. Then I want to read The Dream Hotel by Laila Lalami. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Again, don't know anything about the book, but I saw This Story Ain't Over. I don't know if she had it on her next year's book club picks or if she talked about it in a video and I forgot, but I noted it down. And I just was like, okay, let's just add it and we will discover what the book is about while I read it, you know? So yeah, The Dream Hotel by Laila Lalami. Okay, yeah, now we can change genres again. We have fantasy. So the first one that I want to read is The Silmarillion by Tolkien. Have read The Hobbit, have read The Lord of the Rings, the three of them. I read them many years ago. Maybe I'm due for a reread soon, but I have never read The Silmarillion, so I think it's time. And I found this copy in the second-hand bookshop in my city, and yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a try next year, so to see if I can quench my thirst for The Lord of the Rings, because that's one of my favorite series ever. So yeah, okay. The next one that I have here is The Priory of the Orange Tree. Meant to read it this year so many times, never picked it up, so I decided to make it a priority for next year. So yeah, don't know anything about this. I just know that there's a sapphic romance. So let's go lesbians, I guess. Well, I don't know if there's lesbians or bisexuals, whatever. Sapphic romance, sign me up. And I also want to get into Samantha Shannon because the Bond season, like her other series, are also very appealing to me. So first, I guess I have to read the book of hers that I own and then get more, you know? So yeah, The Priory of the Orange Tree. The next one that I have is, yeah, The Will of the Many. The second book came out recently. I just didn't have the time to pick the first one yet. So I will make it a priority for next year because I think I'm gonna really like this, you know? So yeah, I am so excited to pick this one up. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to, but I'm really excited. But yeah. Then the next one for fantasy is Legendborn by Tracy Dion. I meant to read it this year, couldn't find the time, so I'm gonna make it a priority next year. So yeah, because I have seen many people rave about this series. They have loved it, and I already bought the second one. So yeah, I'm excited to get into this one. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say because I don't really know what it's about. Okay, now for the books that I do not have in my possession that I want to read. Fantasy. Okay, the next one is The Isle in the Silver Sea by Tasha Suri. talked about this book in my books I want to read this fall. Obviously, I never read it because if I did, it wouldn't be on my 26 to read in 2026. But yeah, The Isle of the Silver Sea, Sapphic Romance, Medieval Times, sold. I don't need to know more, you know? Then, The Second Death of Luck by V.L. Bobalino. I think this is also like a knight witch or knight king witch romance, medieval times, something like that. Sold again. And also I have seen many people love this book, so I have good hopes for it. The next one is Dragon Rider by Tara Matharu. Mataru. I don't know. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name right. This is the author of the Summoner Saga. I loved that series when it first came out because I remember my mom gifted them to my sister and she lent them to me and I devoured them. I really enjoyed the books. So when I saw that he released a new book and I can series, I think it's adult fantasy now, I was really excited. So I want to read Dragon Ride. I think that's the first one. So yeah. The next book I have on my list here is The Sword of Kagan by M.L. Wang. And I know she has written also a Dark Academia one. I think it's Blood of a Bright Heaven, but I was more intrigued by the fantasy one that she published. It's a standalone fantasy, which is rare, and it's mixed with martial arts and war, all that. So I think I'm gonna really like that. So yeah, and I have seen people praise that book a lot. So I will just have to join them, hopefully, in the praise. The next one, I was debating if I should put it here in fantasy or in like fiction, because in Goodreads it was classified in both. Decided to put it in fantasy in the end, and it's Kaikeyi by Snavi Patel. It's the story about I don't know if it's a goddess or a mythological figure of Indian mythology, but it's like a rewrite of her history, maybe similar to what Marilyn Miller did with Jesse. I don't know. I just want to. I'm so intrigued by it, and I can't wait to discover more about Indian mythology because I know nothing, and that's a shame. Okay, so next book is Iron Widow by Siranjay Rao. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I'm so sorry if I didn't, but I have seen Siranjay Rao many times in my For You page and on Instagram, mostly when the Louvre robbers happened. Oh my god, she was so funny, and I have seen her book a lot, but I don't know, people have many mixed opinions about the book. But I read the synopsis recently and I was like, this sounds really good. And it's like a feminist take. Maybe I'm saying things that do not match at all what the book is about. I will read it and I will tell you if I was right or I was completely wrong. But yeah, I don't read about Siran Yeatal. And then the last fantasy books that I have here is The Jasad Hair by Sarah Hashem. This has blown up this year, but I get it. I just know it's Egyptian mythology based. I'm just a girl. I love mythology. I will read it. So yeah, they just had her. And then finally, I have two nonfiction books that I want to read next year. And the first one is Orientalism by Edward Said. I was studying East Asian studies for my master's, and one of the main topics of the whole master's program was the Eurocentrism of history. and how it was biased, you know, how history was written by mostly white Europeans and how it couldn't be. So Orientalism was like our introductory text about how that was affecting real Asian history and how Europeans didn't write as objectively as they have should done. So yeah, I want to finish the book and educate myself more on that. Finally, the 26th book that I have here for this list is The Other Olympians: Fascism, Queerness, and the Making of Modern Sports by Michael Waters. This I thought was like a history of trans athletes and how it all began in the Olympics. And I have seen a lot of praise for it. So due to recent events and the hate that the trans community is getting, I was wanting to read more about that community, and I just found this book and I thought it was so interesting. So I'm excited to get into it and learn more about them. So yeah, this was all my list. I think a bit of this video was all over the place because I don't know much about the books that I want to read, so I can't really introduce them to you. This is just a way of me not controlling, but keeping myself on check, you know. So if I have this video out, you are going to see that I want to read these books, so I will feel pressure to read them, you know. So yeah, don't come to me asking what these books are about, because as you can see, I have no clue most of them. So yeah, and then what? Then that's all. So yeah, this is my list. If you have your list, let me know in the comments what books are you planning on reading next year, or like priority reading next year. So if you have read any of the books that I mentioned, let me know your thoughts on them, what you thought about them. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.